pleasure is my pleasure.
No kidding.
Now, sustenance.
All right. Dinner, but on one condition.
Whatever self wants.
Self wants a little conversation, but in English.
Agreed. So, were you surprised?
Surprised, I gotta tell you, that was one of the wildest experiences I've ever had.
Well, I'm glad because I want our relationship to be special.
Well, I just hope it can always be like this.
Well, it can be. Can be. 1,001 nights of delightful bliss.
It's that 1,002nd night you gotta worry about.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I don't know. You know, it's just... It seems like when two people start a relationship, it always takes off with a bang, a lot of magic and sparklers, and... Well, I don't mean to be... I don't want to be a posher pooper, but it just... Sometimes they fizzle out, you know?
You are such a cynic. Look, I mean, every relationship doesn't have to just disintegrate. I know that everybody wants somebody that they can express their love to and be loved by, but the most important thing about a relationship is that two people want the same thing.
And what do you want?
Exactly what you want, I think. Uncomplicated lives and some good times.
Yeah. That sounds good, but, maybe you think we're a match made in Persia, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I want nothing from you. You want nothing from me.
Well, almost nothing. Well, what are you doing?
Time for the main course.
Forget the main course.
I still think that we should have called the police before we left New York.
I wanted to get you home as soon as possible. Besides, I didn't want tonight to be any more of a strain on you than it already has.
Oh, this was really a mess, and it was all my fault.
Okay, it's all over. Well, I want you to forget about it.
How did you come up with $1 million?
I made a few calls. I put the club up as collateral.
No! No, not after all the work you put into it.
I didn't sell it, Cass.
I know, but now you're going to be in all kinds of debt because of me.
You could have been killed. It was worth every penny to get you back alive. Come on. Let's put this on hold and I'll get you to bed. And I'll get you something to help you sleep. It's been a hell of a day for you. You look exhausted.
I will never forget what you did for me. You mean everything to me. Everything.
You mean everything to me too, sweetheart.
Always amazes me the effect you have on Al. You can always make him happy. It's quite similar to the effect you have on me.
Look, I gotta get going.
Or couldn't you stay for some hot chocolate or something?
No, thanks. I can't stay.
Very well. Will I see you tomorrow?
Gabrielle, look. We have to stay apart. It's best for everyone. Good night.
Well, my dear, you couldn't believe the extraordinary...
Lord Henry.
Robert, how good to see you.
Mrs. Sanders.
Robert, how are you?
Oh, sit down and join us.
I believe that Robert has something on his mind. Why don't I leave you alone together? I'll be back shortly, Henry.
Well?
Cassie's back, alive. She's at home right now recovering from the ordeal.
Thank God.
And thank you for all your help. I'll pay you back as soon as I can.
Please don't worry, my dear boy. It's a great pleasure for me to be able to help the son of a dear, dear friend.
Thank you, but I insist on paying back every penny.
Very well, but let's put it at the top of the list, shall we? I'm sure there'll be more than sufficient time to work out some method of repayment. important thing is to assure Cassie that she's safe, that nothing like this will ever happen to her again. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah, I'll make sure she understands. And again, thank you.
My pleasure, Robert.
Listen, I'll admit that I tried to caution Tina against starting some kind of relationship with Bo. But after everything that's happened, she is so impressed with the man that she's not even going to listen to a word of common sense.
Maybe that's what's bothering you, the fact that Tina seems to care about Bo. I think you feel slighted.
How would I feel slighted?
Well, you were engaged to be married not too long ago, and suddenly she has very strong feelings for someone else. I think it's making you question the way she felt about you in the first place.
No, that's not it. All I am is just real worried right now because Tina is the mother of my child, and she's very vulnerable right now, and she's fallen into the arms of a man that I can't trust as far as I can throw.
Cord, you have to let her go. You have to let her live her own life. I mean, I know you still care about her, but you can't make decisions for her.
Even if she's making a big mistake?
That is not for you to say. What's wrong for you may be very right for Tina.
Oh, so what you're saying is I should just let her go ahead and make one of the biggest mistakes of her life.
I'm saying you should let her live her life, and you should get on with living yours.
Oh, you mean like let Tina make her own decisions for a while, and then maybe that way I could make a few of my own?
Yeah. I'm just not really sure you're ready to make them.
Today, Gabrielle and I argued over whether or not I should continue digging for water in a spot where I knew it was. I was right, but it didn't seem to make much of a difference. When will she learn that I want to make this ranch work for both of us? I want so much to provide a home for her and Al, but she fights me every step of the way. I love her so much. Yet everything I do here at the ranch only seems to drive us further apart. Oh.
Hi.
Hi.
How's he doing tonight?
Oh, he's doing fine. I sense that he's really enjoying my reading to him.
I am so impressed with you, dedicating your time to a stranger.
Well, he's not such a stranger. I've been spending some time in here reading, and I think we've gotten kind of close. I feel like we're friends.
That's great. What are you reading?
Wuthering Heights.
Ah.
It's my favorite book. You know, it's just so full of emotions and passions, like that great speech that Heathcliff has to Kathy. I've read this so many times. I know the whole thing. Let me try. I know that ghosts have wandered the earth. Oh, it's something about, be with me always. Take any form, drive me mad, only do not leave me in this abyss where I cannot find you. Oh, God, it is unutterable. I cannot live without my life. I cannot live without my soul. Isn't that beautiful? What I knew of it?
Yeah, no, it is beautiful. It's very lovely. No wonder it's your favorite.
Yeah. I think Steve might like it too, so.
That's nice. Well, I just decided I'd check in before I left. You gonna stick around for a while?
Yeah, I thought I'd finish this chapter and then I'm gonna head on out.
Well, enjoy yourself.
Okay.
Good night, Brenda.
Good night. How about a little Wuthering Heights? Do not leave me in this abyss where I cannot find you. I think that's chapter 16. You've underlined that exact passage. I wonder, does Gabrielle know what kind of man she has in you, Steve Holden? Well, I'm gonna call it a night. And I'll be back tomorrow, that I promise.
Tina, what on earth brings you out here so late? Look, I know it's late, but I didn't think this could wait till tomorrow. What's happened? You know Detective Johnson, the detective who's trying to find out who tried to kill Steve?
Yes, and?
Is there some reason why he'd be trying to pry into your personal life?
Oh, is that what this is all about?
Well, there's no need to worry. Max spoke to him earlier on today.
So he is snooping around then, isn't he?
Yes, he was. And Max told him to keep his nose out of where it doesn't belong and to concentrate on finding the man that did try to kill Steve. So you see, it's all taken care of.
Yeah, then why was he grilling me a couple hours ago?
He was?
Look, I wouldn't lie about something like this.
What did he ask you?
Questions about you and Max and Steve and Al.
And what did you tell him?
Look, I think I may have told him more than I should have. I really didn't know he was trying to get information out of me. I am so sorry.
I hope you enjoyed your dinner, Lord Henry.
The food was perfect, and the service impeccable.
That's why I brought him here, Max. I know he appreciates a good meal.
Well, since you had to come all the way from Europe to find one, dinner's on the house.
That's most gracious of you, Mr. Holden.
Thank you, Max.
Oh, my pleasure. I hope Lady Joanna enjoyed her stay here.
My daughter and I are quite taken with the amenities your establishment offers. I assure you, we shall all return for dinner in the very near future.
Ah, well, then I expect to see you again soon.
He'll go far, that young man. I knew it the moment I met him at the wedding yesterday.
Oh, yes, Max is quite an enterprising type. Henry, I do think we should go. It's getting on toward the witching hour.
You go on ahead, Elizabeth. I want to tip the maitre d'. He said he'd be here in a moment.
All right, my dear. I'll wait for you outside.
All I'm saying is I think you need to make some of your own decisions.
Well, I think you're wrong. I think I have been making plenty of my own decisions, and I am getting on with my life.
I suppose.
Come on, I'm telling you, Tina is history. She's toast. Stick a fork in her. She's done. I'm ready to go on with my life. I'm ready to open my heart anew.
Oh, yeah. So who's the lucky lady gonna be?
Well... You know, Sarah, you have been there for me. Every time I needed you. It's like whenever I fly off and I'm off in outer space someplace, you're always there to bring me right back down to Earth. That was real nice.
Yes, it was.
Listen, how about if I give you a ride home?
You know, I think we better end the evening right here. I can make my way back to the Waterside Inn.
Well, I'm sure you can.
Cord, please.
But
I think we're gonna know when it's right for both of us. Right now, I think it would be for all the wrong reasons. Good night.
Rob. Shh. Go back to sleep. I didn't mean to wake you up.
No, I'm glad you did. I had a horrible nightmare. I thought I was back on that yacht and they were about to dump me overboard.
It's okay. You're safe now.
I know. I am always safe in your arms. Promise me you'll never leave me. Promise.
Gabrielle, I'm so sorry. It's just all of a sudden he started asking me these questions, and I thought he already knew everything. And I didn't realize until later that he was just trying to get information out of me. All right. It's all right. I know how smooth he can be. So why don't you just tell me what you told him? Well, he started by getting it out of me that you were interested in Max and that you and Steve were planning on getting a divorce. But of course, in the middle of your rambling, you did manage to mention that we were totally reconciled before he was knocked unconscious at the ranch. Of course. Of I brought that up to him. I told him that you and Steve had decided to patch things up and that you decided against the divorce.
Tina, have you ever heard of the danger of protesting too much?
Look, I didn't think I had to protest about anything. I just told him the truth. Look, I know you probably wanted to present to him that you and Steve had this perfect marriage, but believe me, I didn't tell him how you really feel.
You don't know how I feel.
Oh, yes, I do. Gabrielle, you don't have to pretend with me. I know you're interested in Max.
Why don't we change the subject?
Why don't you tell me why you're so upset with me?
Because I really wish that you would learn to keep your mouth shut for once in your life.
Why are you snapping at me? It's not like I told him that you wanted to get rid of Steve or anything.
I want you out of my house. Now.
What did I say?
Get out.
Gabrielle, please, I was just trying to help.
Well, next time, don't. Just leave me alone. Stay out of my business. Stay out of my life. And get out of my house.
This is what Sir Galahad does in his off hours. I've always wondered.
You're supposed to be sleeping all morning.
I'm awake now, feeling fresher than ever. Fresh, see?
Cassie, don't make light of it. You've had a hell of an ordeal. You need to get your strength back.
I have my strength. You are my strength. And if you hadn't come to New York last night and paid off Mrs. Phillips...
It's over. You're home and you're safe. That's all that matters. Now back to bed.
No. Now, wait a minute. There is still the case of the missing $1 million. Now, that matters a lot. I intend to get your money back.
Cassie, no. I don't care about the money.
All right, then how about Mrs. Phillips and her pals? They kidnapped me and terrorized me, Rob. Now, I'm going to change my clothes, and I'm going to start the search that's going to land her in jail.
Good morning, Henry.
Elizabeth. Smashing morning, isn't it?
Oh, my, aren't we in a good mood? I trust you've worked things out between Rob and Joanna.
Not yet, but I'm sure there's going to be a happy conclusion to my daughter's storybook romance. How about your project? Any repercussions from last night?
Disaster has been averted. Beau has turned his rash behavior into an advantage.
That must have taken some nimble footwork. Must have been a shock for the family when he performed that emergency tracheotomy on poor Victoria.
Shock turned into gratitude. Apparently, the Buchanans aren't at all inclined to even question Beau's extraordinary expertise with the knife.
Oh, Cord, you didn't have to bring me flowers.
Please don't even try to talk.
No, I'm fine now. My throat is a little sore, but I feel very rested and very ready to go home.
Your wish is my command, my lady.
For real? I can go home today?
Yeah, sure. We need this bed for sick people, not for ladies who don't know their way around a loaf of bread.
I can just hear my kids. Take small bites, Mom.
Oh, if there anything like Tyler, you are never going to hear the end of this one, Vicki.
Yeah, that's what I think. Cord, would you mind calling Clint, please?
Sure. I already did that. Sorry, I did that. He's going to be by in a little while. He wants to have a word with Beau first.
Oh, I'd love to be a bug in the wall to hear that conversation.
Oh, I've got some words for Beau, too. I don't really think I thanked him properly yesterday. He saved my life.
Clint, got by as soon as I got your message. Is it Vicky?
No, Vicky's fine. Larry says I can bring her home today.
Oh, it's great news. You know, the poor kids, they were scared to death when we took her to the hospital.
What do you mean the kids were scared to death? We were all scared to death. Well, that is, all except you. I mean, in the midst of all that panic, you reacted very calmly.
It's no big deal. You know, I'm glad now that I had the experience from Vietnam.
That's what you said yesterday. But you know, performing a tracheotomy isn't a standard procedure or training for the battlefield. So just where in the hell did you learn to do that?
Clint, I saw Vicky choking, and I knew that if somebody didn't do something real fast, we were going to lose her. So I just reacted. The only thing I could really think of is just saving Vicky's life. So I'm sorry if you think that I acted too rashly, but I just wanted to do what I had to do.
No. I'm the one who's sorry. If you hadn't have done what you did, Vicky would have choked to death. I wouldn't even thought of questioning you about it until...
Cord, right? Until Cord brought it?
No, Bo, look. I'll talk to him and I'll explain.
No, that's okay. Believe me, it's okay. I've got to get to the office, and you've got to go pick up your wife.
Right.
Give her my love, will you?
One thing. Herb Callison's coming over, and he's going to finalize our wills, our new wills. And legally, we don't need witnesses to... Anyway, I would be honored to have you witness the signing of our wills.
Believe me, Clint, I'm the one that would be honored.
Oh.
Oh, hi.
I didn't know you were here.
Well, I'm not, really. I'm just leaving.
Well, why? Is there something wrong with Vicky?
No, as a matter of fact, Clint's going to go pick her up right now. Listen, I got to go.
Oh, you're going to call me later?
Yeah.
Clint, what's wrong with Bo?
Oh, he's just got a lot on his mind. I'm on my way over to the hospital to bring Vicky home.
I know, I heard. I think it's wonderful.
Oh, wonderful. It's terrific. Listen, would you tell Kim what I'm going to do and have her let the kids know? I'm sure they're going to want to give their mother a real homecoming.
You can leave it to me.
Thank you. Oh, Max, come on in.
Clint, thanks.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, Tina.
Hi, Max. That's, quite a present here. Is this for Vicky?
No, actually, this is a wedding gift for Wade and Mary Lynn I've been meaning to bring by, but Tom's not at the carriage house. All right if I leave it here?
Sure. I'll make sure
Thanks.
they get it.
Clint, I heard about Vicky. Is she okay?
Oh, she's fine. She's fine. I'm on my way over to pick her up at the hospital, bring her back home.
Well, great. I'll follow you. I got to go down and see Steve. Tina, thanks again.
Max, could I see you for a minute?
I guess so.
You stay. Tina, I'm counting on you to arrange that homecoming.
Consider it done. Come in here for a minute.
Well, this warm old house, you wouldn't expect to have seen so many troubled times. Huh?
Yeah, well, Landfair isn't the only house that's seen troubles. I guess you heard about what happened last night, didn't you?
No, what happened last night?
Gabrielle didn't tell you about the fight we had?
What fight?
Look, first off, it wasn't my fault.
It never is. What happened?
Look, I was sitting in the hospital, and I was waiting to hear some kind of news from Vicky. And all of a sudden, Detective Johnson ran into me. Right? And he started telling me how he felt it was such a shame that Steve and Gabrielle's future had been cut off like that. And I agreed. I was saying, I mean, the timing of it, just when they started to patch things up and decided not to get a divorce. Well, I really didn't know at first that he was trying to get information out of me. And then when I realized it, I left and I ran over to tell Gabrielle over at her house. And she wouldn't even listen to me. She threw me out of the house.
All this is because you talked to Johnson?
Well, I know, it's so strange. I mean, it wasn't like I was saying she did anything wrong. It's that she just wouldn't believe me.
Tina, just don't worry about it. You told the truth. That can't hurt Gabrielle.
Well, then why did she react like that?
I don't know. She's been acting strange ever since we got back from Arizona. It's about time I found out why. I'll see you later.
Excuse me, Mrs. Holden. I've got some of the older children watching little Al. I forgot his toy truck, and you know how much he loves it.
Yes, it's just over here.
You sure you don't mind if I keep that little cutie over at my house all day?
Mrs. Pierce, how many times do I have to tell you you can keep him as long as you want? I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Don't apologize. I know what you've been going through.
That's no excuse to speak to you that way. Please forgive me.
Of course.
And I will be able to pick Al up a little later. Thank you so much again.
Whenever. We'll keep him happy.
Thank you.
Yes?
Mrs. Holden?
He sent you?
What?
Detective Johnson, what does he want from me now?
Don't know Detective Johnson, ma'am. We got a call from one of your neighbors.
A prowler was seen near your property. We're just here to check that everything's okay.
A prowler? Oh, yes. I heard about that from the neighbors. That's why I'm a little jumpy. I haven't seen anything suspicious, though.
Well, if you have any problems, don't hesitate to call.
Meanwhile, please keep your doors and windows locked. You can't be too careful these days.
No, you're absolutely right. You can't. Thank you very much, officers.
Honey, I am a private investigator. Now, if I can't find out who kidnapped me and stole your money, who can?
Last night you were shaking so badly when I brought you home, I had to hold you until you fell asleep. Have you forgotten that?
No, last night I was scared. Now I'm just angry. Come on, I want to get your money back.
It's not worth your life. Now listen, if Mrs. Phillips was crazy enough to harbor a grudge this long and set up a kidnapping, what you gonna do when you're following her?
Rob, I have had much worse cases than this. I don't know what you're so worried about. Is there something about this kidnapping that you're not telling me?
No, not at all. Listen, I am late for an appointment. Promise me that you will not go to the police until we've had time to talk this through.
Rob! All right, I promise.
I love you.
I love you.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
Okay.
And then we'll discuss this and figure out what to do. Eat something, will you?
I'm on a diet. Yes, is the district attorney in? Yes, tell him it's his daughter, Cassie Callison, calling.
Kids are fine, Tina's fine, and they're all waiting for you back home.
What about Bo? I was so groggy yesterday, I didn't say half the things to him I should have. You made up for that, I hope.
He knows how grateful we are.
Good.
I hate to interrupt, folks, but the patient's not going to graduate if I don't do the final exam.
Sounds like a cue for us to leave.
You
Be right back.
here,
I
Doctor?
appreciate that, Brenda. Thank you very much.
Listen, Clint, all this stuff you were saying about Bo, that was all for Vicky's sake, right? I mean, after this confrontation you had with him, you did confront him, didn't you?
You gave me a lot to think about yesterday. But when I questioned him this morning, well, let's just say that any doubts I had about him, he put to rest.
He what?
He had all that battlefield experience, Cord. When the crisis hit, he just acted out of reflex, out of instinct.
I don't believe that. I thought for sure you would see through this smoke screen.
Look, Cord, any arguments you have with Bo are yours. They're not mine. And when we get back to Landfair, I'd like you to keep your opinions to yourself.
Even if I'm convinced that there was something really wrong here, Clint.
What could be worse than a family pulling itself apart?
It is family I'm concerned about here.
Then make your peace with Bo. For the family's sake.
Hey, you fellas want to come back in here?
Thanks, Brenda. Well, I'm gonna get my bride ready to go.
I hope I didn't take you away from anything too important.
No, I'm all yours, baby, until I have to leave for Landfair.
Well, this won't take that long. That is, if I can come up with the words to say what it is I'm trying to say.
Now, this wouldn't have anything to do with the conversation I had with Rob last night.
You and Rob?
He didn't tell you.
No, he didn't, but I can see why it slipped his mind. Dad, promise me you won't get upset with Rob, but he wasn't supposed to get anyone else involved. They would have killed me.
Killed you?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
I was kidnapped.
Kidnapped?
Yes, don't worry. It's over and done with. Rob took care of everything.
Took care of what? What happened to you, darling? Why wasn't I told?
I told you I couldn't tell anyone. They would have killed me.
Who would have?
All right, it was a woman. Her name's Mrs. Phillips. She's the wife of an old client of ours. Rob had to raise $1 million and pay her off in order to keep me safe. He waited for the call, and then he flew to New York to pay her off.
As simple as that.
Oh, no wonder he tried to get rid of me last night. And the way he reacted when he saw the phone was off the hook.
Dad, the point is that it's over with. None of that matters. What matters now is that I get back Rob's $1 million.
But I don't care about his money. I could have lost you. How could he be so stupid?
He wasn't stupid. Now, he saved my life. The only way to return the favor is to get his money back from him. Dad, come on, please. Now tell me you will help me find this Mrs. Phillips.
Oh, I'll help, all right. But not because of his money. My only concern is for you. And whoever tried to hurt you, Cassie, they're going to pay for it.
I don't understand, Robert. It's because you handle the kidnapping with skill and courage that Cassie's safe.
Cassie's safe now, but how long will that last if she... Lord Henry, she is determined to find the kidnappers. We both know what that will mean then.
Indeed. They're obviously professionals. If Cassie pursues this, they'll take appropriate measures.
Let's drop the euphemisms, damn it. It's not appropriate measures, it's murder.
You're right. No time to be coy. The longer you delay the inevitable, the more Cassie's life is in danger.
Why do you think I've come to you?
I can't help you, Robert. You have to do that yourself. What are you waiting for? Another near miss? What if the next time?
All right!
I'll do as you say.
Good lad.